Alright, what is up guys? Action Figure Addict 112 here, and we are going to be taking a look at the Legends of Lucha Libre Lucha Extrema accessory kit from Boss Fight Studios. So, yeah, this line was supposed to come out sometime last year, but because of the whole pandemic coming out of nowhere and, restrictions being put up on things and, businesses having to adapt to these new restrictions. A lot of stuff got delayed, and this is one of the things that got delayed was this line, unfortunately. But luckily, it did get released. I want to say last month is when stuff started coming out and pre-orders were starting to get shipped out from Boss Fight. And so this was a line that I was really interested in. I was going to pick up the Pentagon Jr. Or the Penta M0 and the Ray Phoenix from this line, but I decided to hold off, and I got the Jazzwares AEW Unrivaled Collection Series 2 Ray Phoenix and Pentagon Jr. instead. And I'm glad that I did, because I don't really like the way that these figures scale. And I know Boss Fight said that they're going to start working on that in the future, on fixing the scale issue, which is understandable because this is a new line. You're going to have some quirks that you're going to have to fix, as the line progresses. You're going to have to, work out the kinks and stuff like that. So it's understandable. But the one, or the two things that I was really interested in was the accessory kits, and I mainly wanted the other set, the set with the barbed wire bat and the table and all that stuff, and the light tube and all that stuff. But when I did my ringside order, they didn't have that pack in stock. They only had the Lucha Extrema set, and they had a Ray Phoenix. And the Ray Phoenix figure in stock. So I grabbed this, and I'm glad I did, because they went out of stock, and then Boss Fight Studios just restocked all of the Legends of Lucha Libre stuff that was left over from the pre-orders on their site. So I was able to order a couple of the set that I wanted. So yeah, I really haven't seen a lot of reviews on this set, so that's why I wanted to sit down and take a look at the set, because there is some pretty cool stuff going on in the set. And I didn't want to compare a few things, like the chair here, because I do have the AEW Unrivaled Collection one that came with Pac from Series 3. But anyway, yeah, this is what the packaging looks like. It's pretty cool. It's got the little Boss Fight Studios logo there. Flip it on the side, it says Legends of Lucha Libre right there. You flip it on the side here, and there is a picture of the Pentagon, or the Penta 0M figure, and the Ray Phoenix. And then on the back here, it shows you everything that it comes with, and gives you a little list of everything that it comes with. So you get a folding chair, you get 2 dog collars and the chain, you get a cinder block, you get a 2x4 board, you get a microphone, a nightstick, and you get a custom head. And then this is the set that I was talking about, the Lucha de la Muerte set. I have a couple of those coming. So, yeah, if those are pretty cool and I like the way that these turn out, I may order a few more of them, because I am working on something behind the scenes that I'm not going to talk about. I think only one person knows about what I'm planning, but I'm going to hold off until, just in case things don't work out as planned. But I do have something behind the scenes planned. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and we're going to open this, and we're going to take a look at what is inside of this Lucha Extrema set. Okay, so this is what the inside of the packaging looks like. As you can see, there's the 2x4, the nightstick, the microphone, the custom head, the 2 dog collars. Okay, so as you can see, we have our microphone, nightstick, dog collars, a cinder block, 2x4, what Boss Fight Studios is calling a custom head, and the steel chair. And as you can see, it's in the covering. There's like a covering over it, so it's not just, you know, how you would usually get with an Elite, or we usually get with domestic figures where, you know, it's just whatever's here and then you just pop it out. Well, they put a protective thing here, so that's pretty cool. Just wanted to point that out. So we'll go ahead and I'll pull all this stuff out and then we can actually take a look at everything. Okay, so I took everything out of the package, so we're going to take a look at everything one by one. First, I think we'll look at the 2x4 first. This is actually pretty nice. Now, when I first saw the prototypes for these, I actually thought the 2x4 broke in half, but it's a solid piece, so that's actually pretty cool. But I mean, look at the wood grain texture in there, and then you also have the dry brushing, slate dry brushing, and then, you know, the obvious, you know, color they chose for the wood is really nice. So it feels and looks like a, or well, I wouldn't say feel, it doesn't feel like a, you know, a real piece of wood, but it looks like a real piece of wood, and it has that nice texture, so that's pretty cool. And if I wanted to, I could just, you know, have that chilling back there or whatever, but I'll add it to my little arsenal of weapons, so that's pretty cool. This microphone's really nice. Usually with, you know, Mattel and stuff, we usually get the bigger, let me zoom in here. You know, usually with Mattel, we get the bigger microphones, so it's kind of cool that we get, you know, one that's a little bit more uniquely designed, so that's cool. And then the handle is actually, not only is the handle painted, but there's also the little details on there for the little buttons for the microphone. See if I can get it to focus. There you go. So yeah, there's little buttons on there for the microphone, and there's also the texture for the actual mic itself. So that's actually really cool. So you get that. The Master Republic head is really nice too. So I'm guessing because they gave us this means that at some point in the future, we're gonna probably get what we get in the Vitruvian Hacks line, how we get blank bodies and stuff, and you can pop off the arms and the legs and switch things out. We're probably going to get that, so that's going to be cool to, you know, pop these heads on and make your own custom wrestlers and stuff, so that's really cool. But, you know, for a head, a masked head, this is actually really nice. You can see there's details that, you know, are really impressive that Boss Fight Studios was able to capture. I mean, this is to be expected. You know, Boss Fight Studios consists of, you know, some very talented people that worked at Hasbro at some point, so it's really impressive. It's really, really nice. You even have that little mesh detail for the eyes as well, and there's little details like the stitching on the side, and there's the stitching on the back, or the laces on the back for, you know, to tie up the mask. It's just really nicely done. So the cinder block, this is actually cool because we never really get cinder block pieces. So this is cool. It actually looks like concrete, and as you can see, there's a little crack in there that runs through because you can actually separate this. I think the paint might be stuck on here. There we go. So you can actually separate it in two, and they actually sculpted the rebar on the inside of the cinder block. I mean, that is something they didn't need to do, but they went and did it. It's like, wow, you know, a certain company could be taking props here or taking notes. You know, company that Ayande and I like to mention quite a bit. So I'm very impressed with that. Very, very impressed with that. So that's really cool. I know Mattel did cinder blocks, but they never had the rebar in them. They just kind of broke, and they did them in weird colors and stuff, so it's cool that they did that. The nightstick's cool because it's actually the size of a real nightstick. With Mattel, they're just overly massive and, you know, really cartoonishly looking, and they don't really look in scale. This one looks in scale, so that's cool. The dog collars themselves, this is pretty cool. So if you want to, you know, recreate, you know, Brody Lee versus Cody Rhodes, whenever we get a Brody Lee figure from Jazzwares, you can actually do that. The chain doesn't feel low quality. This is real metal. This is a real metal chain. So this shit is gonna hold up. So that's really nice. So that's really cool. And then if you look at each individual dog collar, there's paint on there. You know, didn't need to paint it, but they did. They painted the little latch there. They painted the little buckle and the strap running through the buckle, you know, to where you can adjust it for around whoever's, you know, competing in this dog collar match. You have that option. So that's awesome. It's really, really awesome. And then we get into the one accessory that I really wanted to check out besides the dog collar, and that's the chair. So as you can see, it's in kind of a matte black color. Usually the color that you see with real steel chairs, they're not really glossy. Well, sometimes they're glossy, but they're mostly like this matte black color. So you can see it's got the hinges on the side, and so what it looks like when you open it. So it looks like that. Now I do have, like I mentioned, I do have the Jazzwares AEW Unrivaled Collection Series 3 chair. This is the first time we ever got the AEW chair, and this came with Pac. So I'm going to open this because I didn't get a chance to review. Well, I haven't reviewed him yet, and I haven't reviewed anyone else in Series 3 except Darby Allin, but this is what the chairs look like. So you can see that's how they look side by side with each other. As you can see, Jazzwares did the glossier black and Boss Fight Studios did the matte color, but I believe that you could actually get a person to sit in this. I'm just trying to make sure that this is... There we go. That's why it's not sitting in there right, because this isn't clipped in right. There we go. Okay, there we go. So it should sit, yeah, there we go. I was wondering why it was sitting up like that. It's because I didn't click it in all the way through, but so you can see there's that. So I'm going to test this out. I'm going to grab, you know what, I'll grab Ray Phoenix here, do a little sit test since he is the closest figure I have here. So I'm going to do a little sit test here with him. We'll see how he looks in the chair, and he can sit in it. So that's how that looks. He can sit in the chair. So he can sit in the chair. So there's that. Here's how he looks sitting in the Jazzwares chair. So I mean, it doesn't look like the chair is out of scale. I'd imagine, yeah, they're meant to be this high. So let me close it up and let me see what it looks like in his hand real quick, so I can see in terms of what we're dealing with scale wise, in case, you know, you guys want to get these for the same reason I did, which is to, you know, get some weapons and stuff for, you know, your wrestling figures, because we don't really get accessories that often. So this is what it looks like in his hand. Hang on, or his hands, I should say. So that's what it looks like in his hands. It looks to be the right size. I probably have him grabbing it at the wrong. I think you probably should be grabbing it from up here, I'd imagine. Yeah. Should probably be grabbing it from, hang on a minute. Should probably be grabbing it from up here. There we go. So, yeah, I think it scales pretty well, I would say. Yeah, the accessories seem to scale really well with these figures. So, I'm happy about that. So that's cool because Boss Fight Studios, took into consideration, that there are other companies doing wrestling figures. So that is cool that they decided to do that. Now let me check out the dog collar real quick and see how this looks on, say, Ray Phoenix, and who should his victim be? You know what? We'll go with the figure that I just reviewed, actually. So we'll go ahead and do that because I did want to test that out too. So here is what it looks like on the AEW Unrivaled Collection Series 2 Ray Phoenix and on the Mattel WWE Elite Series 80. Well, no, I'm sorry. Elite Series 83. Elite Series 84 Roman Reigns. So, yeah, it fits on both the Mattel and the Jazzwares figures, so that's something to look forward to. Now, the thing is, if you wanted to put it on, say, like you wanted to have a dog collar match with, say, Kairi Sane and Rio, it would fit around Rio's neck, but with Kairi, you'd have to heat up the head, pop it off, pop the dog collar on, and then pop the head on. Or what you could do is shave a little bit of the inside of this head into this on this body, and you can be able to pop the head on and off. But that would be a guesstimation thing, because either you make the hole too big and it sits really loose, or it doesn't sit at all, or if you make it too small, it's not going to fit back on the figure. So you'll have to guesstimate it, but it should be able to fit on the women's figures, I'd imagine, if you can fit on these ones. So on the male figures. So that's really cool that you're able to do that. So that's pretty cool. Let me try the try out some of these other things here. I know this review has gone on a little too long, but I am curious to see what everything else looks like with the other figures. So okay, so in terms of the microphone, it does fit in the Mattel Elite hands. So that's what that looks like. So it scales really good. 2x4 should fit in the Mattel hands too. Let me see. Okay, that Roman Reigns has fists. You know what? Let me try it with this Aleister Black. Not sure why he would have a 2x4, but if he wanted to, he could totally have a 2x4. Okay, so that's how it looks in the Aleister Black, the Elite 73 Aleister Black's hand. So, yeah, I'd say overall these accessories seem to scale really well with the Mattel figures as well as the Jazzwares figures. So if you're like me and you're collecting the AEW figures from Jazzwares and you're collecting the Elite figures from Mattel, these should scale really nicely. So I'm happy about that. So in terms of my final thoughts on the Lucha Extreme pack from Boss Fight Studios Legends of Lucha Libre line, I'm very satisfied. I think the pack goes for, I believe, $20 right now on Boss Fight Studios website. It was $22.99 when I got it off Ringside, but you can already expect this stuff. But at the time, Ringside was the only one that was selling it in stock. Boss Fight Studios didn't restock until like a week or two after I ordered this. I would say a week, actually, because they just went back up on their site yesterday. So yeah, you can get this pack right now. The steel chair is really cool. The nightstick's really cool. The microphone's cool because if you're trying to do like a promotion or a pick fed or something like that, you have microphones. And if you're, a fan of, ECW and, hardcore matches and stuff like that, there's your weapons to add to that arsenal. You get a steel chair, get a cinder block, you get a nightstick, you get a 2x4, and you also get the dog collars for, a dog collar match, which is really cool too. So, but anyway, that's going to pretty much do it for this review. Thank you very much for watching. And I'm looking forward to wave 2 of this line. To see what other weapons we get. If we get, other stuff in, some other like ECW inspired, weapons and stuff. Because I'm always looking for weapons. So that'd be kind of cool to get like a trash can or, something crazy. So anyway, that's going to pretty much wrap up this review. Like I said, let me know what you think in the comments if you're going to pick this up or not. But yeah, that's it for me. 112 out.